So I've been playing Call of Duty Zombies for years now, since Black Ops 1, and I'm not even gonna lie, watching stuff like this kinda makes me feel like an unk now, but that's exactly why today's video is perfect. We're reacting to Zac Cas, Revelations round 1 world record lowest round, and I already know this is about to be insane. Real quick, full credit to Zac Cas for the gameplay, definitely go check out the original video, I have linked it down below and I'm just here to react and break it down. I'm not gonna talk too much so you can enjoy, let's get into it.
The Revelations Easter egg in a world record amount of rounds, and this is exactly how I did it. Welcome everyone to the Revelations low round world record video, the grand finale of the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies storyline, and what better way to beat the final
let's
map
see,
than
let's see
doing
where he
it on
starts
round
off.
one.
I've never actually done the Easter egg on here by myself,
Raindrops. Now,
but we'll
our
see what he
Gobblegums
does.
are very important in this game. Due to this being a round 1 Easter egg, we only have 3 hits of the gun machine, and we have to open up the entire map, get the wonder weapon for this map, and we have to get little Arnies out of the box, which are the biggest pain in the ass. And if we don't do that early, then we can just say bye-bye to our game, or it'll be an 8-hour game. So this was a very long game. This was like a 3-hour game, and that was on the short end of things. So we do finish.
Holy shit, 30 minutes. Oh, okay, this is gonna be interesting.
Our first corruption engine, and now I'm gonna go straight to quick revive, grab the extra points that we can get from that, and we go straight for hitting the box.
Okay,
So
what perk is he
pop the
gonna get from
raindrops,
here?
grab the fire
Okay,
sale.
you got speed cola.
We do get
Okay.
speed cola, so now we go straight to hitting the box. We need little Arnies immediately. Not getting them early can turn this game from a 3 to 4 hour game into a 5-6 hour game, and trust me, I know from experience, if I didn't get little Arnies at the start, it was an instant restart. On top of that, our last 2 Gobblegums have to be the exact ones that we get in this run.
Okay, this
I
is
end
good
up having
loadout.
perfect RNG for this attempt. The order can be different, but if you are trying to maximize points, which is crucial for this low round run, this is the cycle that you want, which we get in this game. So no luck from the first raindrops, so we pop the second raindrops. Now I've made a fair few mistakes doing this low round. This one was pretty bad. There we go. Widow's Wine from the free perk, and then all the zombies
Oh, this
gone
could have
instantly
failed.
but one.
Damn.
So that mistake probably cost me 20-30 minutes, and I knew that in my head.
Yeah,
but something in me
he's
was just
correct
like,
on
you
that
know
one.
what? Why not? Let's just stick it out. Let's just see what happens. And then I get the ray gun. So because I had a fire sale, I was like, you know what? As long as if I get little Arnies, I'll just run with it. And then we do. So we got little Arnies and the ray gun at the start, and then I was like, okay, while we have the raindrops and gum is cheap, buy it. We get Perkaholic, which is perfect, and then we have to hit gum one more time, and then we get shopping free. So now we can go and open up the entire map. Realistically, I would have wanted shopping free second and then Perkaholic third, because we use this shopping free to open up the entire map and then hit gum for free using the shopping free, so the Perkaholic would have been free. However, having 3,000 points, all perks on the map, Lil Arnies, and then the entire map open, like, that is all the RNG you need for a great run, which we do get.
I
If you
agree
would
with
like
that
to
one.
see all the previous low round world record
he's
videos
got
or
more
any
on
I
it.
post in the
Damn.
future, the link for the playlist will be in the description and the pinned comment in the comment section. Now, not only was this my first time learning the low round, it was my first time learning the Easter egg. So when I first loaded it onto this map, I knew nothing about the map or the Easter egg. The smartest thing to do would be to learn the Easter egg normally, then the low round, because of how long these games can go for. But you can count on me to make my own life
I still
difficult.
always forget the
each
Easter
time
egg, I ain't
failed a
even gonna
step
lie, I still
on
have
a
to
run
watch
2-3
YouTube
hours
tutorials for
in,
this map.
I had to restart. This took me a long time to get, because the tiniest of mistakes for this low round could cost you very heavily, which is right now, I know in this game, I was low-key fuming about all the zombies dying, because I knew that was going to cost me a lot of time. Now, for the sake of the video, I decided not to grab any of the parts and do it all in order, meaning that I'd run back to spawn and then start fresh from there as if I didn't get the shopping free. So now finally we're back at spawn and we can start the first step of the Easter egg, which is shooting the gravestones in order. So the order is 2, 3, and then 1, and then 4, and then we'll get like a sound cue.
So I remember
the
that,
thunder
right?
will go off, and then the gravestones will also have a little animation telling us that we did it. Like that. There we go. First step of the Easter egg done after like 10 minutes of waffling. So now we can make our way back through the map and grab all the parts we need. So there is the first shield part. I thought doing it this way would it'd be a little bit more organized in my head and it would look better for the video. So we grab the bonus points from the double tap machine, and then we grab the flag from Shadows of Evil.
I like how
which
this
our
is
first
smart
part
because
of
he
the
knows he
Keeper
needs the
Protector.
points and
Then
he's
we start the
using
corruption
every
engine. We have 4
possible
to do, and that is how we
way
are going
of
to be
getting the
able to get
points,
to
even
Pack a
doing it with the
Punch.
perk
So we do
machines.
this one nice and
Good.
clean,
This is
and then
good.
we can move on to the next area. So now we're in the Verrucht area. We grab the second shield part. We grab the second part of the Keeper Protector. Start the corruption engine. Finish the corruption engine, and then we are good to move on to the next area. So now we're at Kino and Dreisendrach, and this is why Raindrops is so good, is because we have the points now to just open up the entire map, get all the parts we need. So we do now have the third and final part of the Keeper Protector, and we're going to turn on the anti-grab so that we can get the final shield part. So we start the fourth corruption engine, and then we get that done no problem. Now we are able to make our way through the portal, which will take us to Noct. Okay, so once we're here, just make our way up here, buy this door, 750 points, no problem.
One of the that's how I call it,
jug,
not one of my favorite maps.
This is where we build the shield. So we build the shield right here. Boom, shield done. So now we need to wait for the big Apothicon dude to come around, and then we are able to go into Pack-a-Punch. And this probably has to be one of the coolest animations or ways that you can get Pack-a-Punch.
I do agree. He does suck you up and take you to the Pack-a-Punch. I think it's one of the coolest things I did.
The doors will open, and then we are able to make our way
just gonna
into
suck
his
him in.
stomach,
Yeah,
which is cool.
this is a really good detail they did in Call of Duty.
Place. It reminds me
for
of
Black Ops
Alien
3.
a lot, but this also has to be one of the most disgusting Pack-a-Punch animations. But there we go. To be fair, it is 100 times better than like Black Ops 2 or 1, where you flip a switch and then bang, Pack-a-Punch is now on. Or like you gotta give them credit where credit's due. Like they got really creative with how you unlock Pack-a-Punch or power on the BO3 maps. So now guess what we get to do? We get to sit here. Bugs will spawn in here, and any bug that we kill is essentially just free points. They'll always be spawning, so that's a good way to just kind of start creeping your points up a little bit. Now this is why this low round takes so long, because we have to sit here and wait for a minimum of 5-6 minutes just for a Margwa to spawn in. Now once the Margwa does spawn in, we have one job and one job only. Kill the Margwa, don't kill the bugs. So I repeat, we must kill the Margwa, but the bugs
he kills the
spawn
bugs,
out of
it's
its
over.
head
It's gotta
from when
restart.
we shoot the Margwa,
Shit would
we
take
must
too
not
long.
kill. So similar to the Shadows of Evil Easter egg, if you run away from the bugs that the Margwa spawns, they will spawn back as zombies. So same thing here, we leave the Pack-a-Punch area while the bugs are still in there.
I like how he remembers to throw the Widow One grenades away, because this can ruin literally everything if he gets hit by a zombie.
There's a second, there's a third, there's a fourth. So we are able to duplicate zombies on Revelations. So this is why I was so mad at the start, is because we already had 6 zombies, whereas I killed all of them at the start, so then I only had 1. So we still don't even have the right amount of round 1 zombies that we should have. And the reason why this takes so long is because it can take such a long time for a Margwa to spawn in. Or it could spawn in a Panzer and then you gotta wait double the time. Or it could spawn in a Panzer twice in a row and then you have to wait triple the time.
Yeah.
So once again, Margwa spawns in, we shoot all 3 of the heads, try not to kill any of the bugs, and then we are able to duplicate zombies successfully. So as I said before, it won't always spawn in a Margwa. Sometimes it will be a Panzer, and every time I saw a Panzer, I just knew, okay, there's another 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I've got to wait to end my game. So now that I have a comfortable amount of points, I needed a minimum of 5,000. We can now start looking for the triangle rock that will be at one of the jump pads, and mine was right here, so we can start the next step of the Easter egg. It was always very important that I rounded up the zombies and then made a run for it to the summoning altar to spawn in the Keeper Protector, because this guy has a habit of slamming zombies, and every time he kills 1, 2, 3 zombies, there's another 10-15 minutes. So we jump across, and then he should spawn in right here, and then if we just crouch right next to the rock, he'll come in. And I was freaking, you have a time limit here, because if he doesn't move and start doing his little ritual thing, then he's just gonna start killing zombies like he's doing now. So I was freaking out, and then look, we failed it. So I was like, oh no, what do I do?
Yeah, you
so
should
I
never freak out. You should always keep it calm when you're doing Easter eggs and stuff. It can really go completely wrong very fast.
The more the zombies creep up on us, the more this guy starts killing them, the more time it's going to take me to dupe zombies. So eventually we go to cross. He does do it this time successfully. Now, in a usual game, you have to defend him from the zombies. They will start trying to attack him. And obviously we don't want to kill any zombies, so we make our way into the Pack-a-Punch area, and in doing that, he can't be attacked. So the zombies will actually just stand there frozen while he's doing the ritual. So when the zombies start moving and walking around again, we then know that he has finished the ritual, so we can now run back to him and grab the first film reel. Wait, let me try that again. Film reel. It's a bit of a tongue twister. So we can now place that at the top and knocked, and we are able to now move on to the next step of the Easter egg, which is getting our second film reel. God, why is it so hard to say? Now this is why we wanted Arnie's early, because we now need to throw the Arnie's into 9 separate holes in the Apothicon. However,
Hopefully it doesn't fail this.
Right now, so we're gonna throw the first 3 Arnie's, and that's gonna spawn in 3
I've failed many
Margwas.
times on this.
What we need is a max ammo from one of the Margwas. If we don't get a max ammo, we are in trouble. So same thing goes again. We have to shoot the Margwas' heads, but keep the bugs. These bugs also do count as zombies. And I'm not gonna lie, it is quite difficult when there's about 100 different bugs on the map. You've got 3 Margwas that you need to kill. The zombies do end up popping in and out, like just getting in your way. Like, it is a bit of a stressful step, but we do get a max ammo, which is exactly what we need. That is very good, meaning that we can throw 3 more Arnies, spawn in 3 more Margwas, which is part of the step that we are up to. So we leave, and then all those bugs did count as round zombies, so that is good for us. We need as many as we can get. So now we have to throw the 3 Arnies again, so we're going to do the first hole
this
here,
I failed so
and then
many
we
times.
throw in the second one as well. And then the third and final one. And I fucked it. So this is really, really bad.
Oh, many times I've done this. Many times.
I can't
Wow.
let that Arnie kill any zombies. So I have to leave straight away. Hope that all the zombies respawn in here and the Arnies didn't end up killing any zombies. So now we have a big problem that we need a max ammo. And there is no max ammos on the map that we could possibly get. And we screwed up, so we aren't able to spawn in 3 more Margwas. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna have to wait for a Margwa, and then one does spawn in, and by the grace of God, it actually did drop me a max ammo. Now, I have witnesses of people that I was on calls with while I was waiting for an
if this was me,
ammo, and they
absolutely
can tell
not.
you how
Wouldn't
long
happen to me.
I waited for a max ammo in some of the games that I was doing. Like, I got incredibly lucky to go back into the Apothicon stomach, and then straight away a Margwa spawned in, and on the first drop, it was a max
how many
ammo.
minutes are we in? Wow, 12 minutes, okay.
Now, it could usually be a death machine, a double point, it's usually a nuke most of the time, but I got very, very lucky. It's like the universe blessed me with the second chance, so I was confident, and I decided, you know what, I've been given a second chance, I'm not going to screw it up. So, number 1, easy, done. Then number 2. And then we are able to do number... No, I fucked it. I fucked it again.
Again?
I screwed
No
it up
way.
Again. I like
That
it
is
was like
wow.
I was blessed and given a second chance. I just
Yeah, you got
right
blessed.
in the face of
And you still
blessing.
fucked it. That's crazy.
Oh no, I was crying inside here. Look, I was like had my hands over
I
my
genuinely
face.
feel your pain.
Look, I'm not
I would
moving
be
my mouse or
crying
anything.
inside badly.
So as punishment for that, I had to wait an hour and 20 minutes. Look
Oh
how many
my
zombies
God.
I've duplicated.
That is
waiting
a
for
lot
this
of
max
time.
Ammo, meaning that I had so many Margwas, so many Panzer spawn
I was
in,
thinking
waiting
you
for this
can't
max
do this in
ammo.
30 minutes.
Like, and you can tell
But
by
he's
how
got
long
the
I've
video
it's
edited.
taken
That
to
makes-
do
that makes much
by
more
how many
sense.
zombies I now have. What did we have before? Like 8, 10, 12, whatever? So then I absolutely destroy like the 8th Panzer that it spawns in, and there she is, the beautiful max ammo. I was like, okay, I cannot fuck this up one more time. So we do the first one, no problem. And then the second one, this looks sketchy. I don't know how I actually made that. I shouldn't have gone prone. I think that was my issue. So I just decided to crouch and pray, and we did get it. So finally, it spawns in 3 more Margwas. So now all we need to do once again is shoot all the heads, keep all the bugs alive, and hope that we get a max ammo. And we do get a max ammo. First Margwa, but look, they're both right there. So I was like, okay, I need that motherfucker no matter what. So I had to do like a slide past the Margwa, grab it, and then I have all my Widow's Wine on me as well. And look at all these zombies, and I just had to just do my best to just dodge them, and then I got rid of the Widow's Wine. So Hell yeah.
He should have
So
got
then we
rid
kill
of the
the
Widow's
final
one
Margot.
way
We do
earlier
already
when he
have a
saw
max
those
ammo. I
zombies.
don't even care what he drops
Instead of
because
running
I don't
past
even
them.
need a max ammo. I already got one. We leave, and then we come back and we do that again. So we throw it now in the first hole, the second hole, and then the third hole. 3 more Margos spawn in, and these are the last 3. So that's why I was saying it was really important not to make mistakes, not because they would screw your run, but more so because it's just going to cost you a lot of time, like a lot of mindless running around and waiting. Like, it was so mind-numbing some of the time, but we ended up doing it. We ended up getting there eventually. You just got to have the most, I don't know, the strongest patience in the world to do this low round, honestly. Because you do have to bear in mind that you're never going to do one of these on your first go. And if you do, fair play. But it does take a lot of learning and a lot of mistakes to be made. The problem with this low round is that mistakes will punish you hard. So it's like, it's okay to make mistakes, but you're just kind of screwing yourself over. And not only that, it's just going to cost you a lot of time. Anyway, after killing all 3 sets of Margos, we have our second film reel, so we need to take that to Kino. So we place that at Kino, that is all good. Now we can work on the third film reel,
Kino's second favorite map.
Apothicon Servant. Luckily for me, because I screwed up 2 times, I now have 30,000 points to hit the box. However, if I actually did do it clean, I don't know, I wouldn't have anywhere near the amount of points, meaning that sometimes, in some of the games, if I did do a clean run, I would have to dupe Margos over and over, constantly hitting the box with the points that I made until I got what I needed. But we do end up getting the Apothicon Servant quite easily, so now we need to shoot the 5 glowing rocks in the air.
This is such a good wonder weapon, seriously.
Because we need the upgraded Apothicon Servant. Now,
Such a good wonder
I
weapon.
kind of just learn all of these by running around the map. I mean, I see people do across map shots, but when you only have 9 bullets, and again,
the amount of
if I wanna
times
get a
I've
max
done
ammo,
this,
we know how I have to
and
get
I've
it. I don't take any
wasted
chances,
so
I
many
made sure to be as
magazines,
close to
and
the
I had to
rocks
wait
as I
another
possibly
round because I
could.
couldn't hit
So
these.
once that
Was
final rock disappears, I know
genuinely
I can
the
now
most
upgrade the
annoying,
Apothicon
frustrating
Servant.
thing I've ever done in my
We
life.
enter the Apothicon's stomach, and then we run to the Pack-a-Punch machine, and this bug decided to really get in my way, and the 5 glowing rocks will now be in the Pack-a-Punch machine. We can now upgrade the Apothicon, which we have to do for this step. There we go, look at her. Beautiful. Also, while I'm here, Haymaker as well. We do need a Pack-a-Punch weapon as well for this next step. So now we get to shoot rocks or stones around the map, and then in doing so with the Pack-a-Punch weapon, it will spawn in a bone. We then shoot the Apothicon Servant at the bone. It makes a noise like that, and we know that we sucked up the bone correctly. So we have a couple more to do. So we do the Drak wall run, and there is a stone we need to shoot here. We do that correct. And then I do the wall run again just to make sure, and then suck it up. I'm not exactly skilled enough to do the shoot and then shoot the Apothicon. Just thought I would do it the safe way.
Don't worry, you're not the
So
only
now I
one.
do the one at Origins. Then the church at spawn. And then the one at Verupt. Oh wait, I can't do it, I'm too far away. Haymaker doesn't reach it. Now, usually in my games, I would always have the HVK, or I would have the Dingo. This was the one game that I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try the Haymaker for the boss fight, because I was struggling with the boss fight, but we'll get there. So now I just ended up doing the one at Verupt just quickly while we're here, because I need to now go Pack-a-Punch the HVK. So run to pack, and then I pack the HVK because we do now need it to do that stone that we couldn't shoot. And then of course a Marg was spawned in, so I had to deal with him first. So then the HVK, we shoot it, it does work on the rock. We then get the Apothicon, shoot it at the bone, and it does work. So we're now fully done with that step. So after getting all the bones sucked up correctly, we should have a pile of bones up here, and all we need to do is shoot it with the Apothicon and run as fast as we can, because we don't want the Apothicon shot killing any zombies, so going into pack kind of prevents any zombies from dying. So after shooting it the first time with the Apothicon, now Sophia's body should be there, so once again shoot it and run straight into pack. We don't want any zombies dead. Then we go back again, and look, third film reel, let's go. So now we can go place that at Origins, and now we move on to the next step. So after placing the reel at Origins, Sophia will spawn in like so, and we now need to go to all the corruption engines. We now need to use and buy the laser trap, which costs 2,000 points. So even though we had a shit ton of points, we're still going to get through them. We just point all of them at the stones, and then it will kick us off. We know that we've done it correctly. So once we do all 4 laser traps correctly, we can interact with Sophia. She's going to take us to Kino, and then she's going to go above the teleporter. We then can interact with that and then grab the Chronorium book off the bed. So then when we spawn back into the map, we place it on the stand there, and then 4 eggs will now spawn in around the map. Our first egg spawned in here, so we grab that. So this is why we had to duplicate so many zombies. So we place the egg in here. It's gross animation, look at this. Ugh, I don't like it. And yeah, this is why we had to spawn in so many zombies, because we now need 10 kills per egg, and times 4 is, quick math, 40 zombies to kill. So now we can just kill the zombies. We only need 10. And one thing I learned is stand back when knifing, because nukes do spawn, and if you run into one of those,
any power-up spawn, not just nukes, but yeah.
Again, I learned the hard way, but after
I've
doing
learned
10 zombies, we do get
a really long time ago,
from the
same
egg,
as him,
and
hard
now
way,
we have to place this in
when I
one
was
of
doing
3
high
locations
rounds.
at Dreisendrach Kino. Or Shang. It could end up being at Shang, which is where mine was. So you just need to get really close to it. It's an invisible spot and it will start beeping. You interact with it, and then the gateworm will go, and then out comes a symbol that we grab. So we need to now do that 3 more times. So we need to now go find our second egg. So the second egg was at spawn. We grab that. We place it down. Then we get the 10 kills. Then we grab the gateworm. And now we take it to the spot. Then we grab the symbol. And now we need to go get our third egg. So once again, grab the egg. Place the egg. Get the kills. Pick up the gateworm. And then take it to the spot. And grab the symbol. So for this final egg, I didn't actually have enough zombies to kill. We needed 10, and I did not have enough, so guess what we had to do? We had to do some more duplicating. So this only took me about like half an hour to do, whereas I've had some games where I've only been able to fill up like the first or second egg. And so I've sat there duplicating zombies for, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, just on this final step alone. But because we screwed up the little Arnies at the start, I kind of duplicated all my zombies at the start of the game. So anyway, we grab the 4th and final gateworm, and then we place it down, and then we get the 4th and final symbol. So we are now ready for the first boss fight, and at this point in every other run that I had done, I'd had the Thunder Gun for this step. This was the one game where I decided, you know what, I'm a man, I could go in there without the Thunder Gun, so that's exactly what I did.
That's the ego, that's the ego you need.
Fight, we need to interact with the book, and it's going to give us 4 symbols. The same 4 symbols that we collected from the gateworms. However, we need to remember this order. But as you can see, mine glitched, and it would only show me half the symbol, but luckily I was able to make it out. So I would just pause my game, and then I had the picture on my phone of all the symbols, and I need this specific order.
That's actually quite smart.
When I first did this step,
I would have just ended the game and redone it.
Out about it, because if you screw up this symbol order, you have to go to the next round. And as you can imagine, that will completely kill my run. So I was very, very cautious when I was doing this step. So we got our 4 symbols. Now we need to go to the opposite side of the arena and now input those symbols. So the symbols are now going to start flashing randomly right here, and we have to interact with that specific order. As I said, I just took no chances. When you've been in a game for 3, 4, 5 hours, you do not take chances, especially on a run like this, and you're at the boss fight. So eventually we are able to input all 4 symbols, and that starts the boss fight. Now this first boss fight is actually pretty cool. The arena is going to change 4 different times, and in order for us to change the arena, we need to kill 2 Margwas. So this is the first one, and it is the anti-grav, and in order for us to not take damage, we have to stay in the white circles, and while doing that, we also need to kill 2 Margwas. Now this first boss fight, I never actually had a problem with. I never actually went down on this step of the Easter egg at all, ever. I always was able to beat this, so, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just kill 2 Margwas. So once we've killed the 2 Margwas like that, it'll flash white, and then the arena will change like that, and then we have 2 more Margwas spawn in. Now, the ideal situation would be to insta-kill the Margwas, but sometimes with everything going on, it's really, really hard to find them. If I ever was to have died in this boss fight, it probably would have been there. Things got a little sketchy, but we did that no problem. Now we go to the next arena. Now, anyone that's beaten Revelations can probably tell you this is the most annoying one. Basically, you just have all these walls that really, really love to just do their job and get in your way. So it
These
can be
walls
really
remind me of
frustrating because
Origins.
you're
If
trying to
you know, you
survive,
know.
You've got 2 Margwas that you need to kill. You've got walls that are trapping you everywhere that you run, and it can just get really overwhelming. But just breathe, stay calm, and you're fine. Now for the final arena change, we're just going to have lots of lava on the floor, and we have to kill the fire Margwas. Again, not that difficult. I ended up insta-killing one there, which is beautiful, so now I only have 1 more I need to kill, so that's ideal. You do want to try and insta-kill them, but as I said, like, it's kind of hard to see where they're spawning half the time. We kill both Margwas, and there we go. That is the first boss fight done. So now it is time for mission Fuck It, We Ball. So we're going to grab the summoning key. We now need to throw the summoning key at different points around the map, and this is the first one, is this chandelier up here. We throw it, we hit it, no problem, and this step has a habit of glitching out, but we'll get to that. The summoning key hits me right in the face, and then I catch it. Beautiful. So the second spot is just here at Dreisendrach. We need to throw it at the clock. Third spot is just here at Shane. Hits me in the face once again. Then the tombstone at Origins. Then the poster at Mob. And then the fountain at Varux. That was a horrible throw. So now comes the fun part where the summoning key likes to glitch out, and I've lost minimum 4 runs because of this. So I just have to melee as much as I can while trying to walk through this door, because sometimes when you walk through this portal, you don't get the summoning key back, and there's your run
Unfortunately,
gone.
I've learned this the hard way.
How heartbreaking it is to lose a run this
It
far
is
in when you
absolutely
are so
heartbreaking.
close, and then you don't get the summoning key back. So my heart is always racing there, but we do get the final thing that we need to throw it out, the red barrel, and we are now ready to enter the final boss fight and beat this Easter egg. So we're going to enter the teleporter at Kino, we're going to interact with it, and it is going to take us to the boss fight arena. Now this isn't a hard boss fight, but I lost many runs as well because I couldn't trap the Shadowman. I think there was so much riding on making sure I trap him that I would just screw up. So anyway, we place the summoning key, throw a little Arnie down, and we need to now collect souls to fill up the summoning key so that we can then throw it. So I literally just do my best here to take out whatever I can. That way I have a little bit of space for when I need to throw the summoning key. And at this point, being this long into an Easter egg run, being this close yet also not done yet, my heart and adrenaline was just racing every time I was on this step. So once the summoning key is finally ready, it makes a little noise, you can hear it there. Then we grab the summoning key. Now we need to throw it at Sophia, so I'm always looking for space. There's always a lot of enemies around. Once I get a clear lineup, throw it, Arnie straight away so I have time to shoot the Shadowman. I almost get trapped there, and then I just go for it. And this is my first time using the Haymaker, and it low-key paid off. So once I see he's in the mouth, I interact, and I trap the Shadowman. Revelations, low round world record, not round 4, not round 3, not round 2, but round 1. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe. And I will see you in the next
Round of
video.
applause for this guy, seriously. Goated player, goated YouTuber, seriously.
Sophia. You know what we must do, my dear.
Yes, my love.
We will do it together. As one we are. Now and forever.
With the evil vanquished, I can start making it all nice again. No undead, no Apothicons, no Shadowman. All of it gone. Forever. But here's the funny thing. You snowflakes shouldn't even still be here. You should be fading out of existence by now. Those blood vials. I was wondering when you'd bring this up. They're from realities we've already closed off. They shouldn't be here. They can't be here. Such a paradox means you're putting my perfect world at risk. You guys and your bloody free will. what to do. What to do? Well, you certainly can't stay here.
You could send us somewhere else. Somewhere we've never been.
I suppose I could make a little corner somewhere in history. A place where I can dump some of the other shit that I've left over. Or I just wipe you from existence. Ooh, hang on. Actually, that all works out perfectly.